Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last parts, we headed out to help out. Well, first off, we met up with our friends to discuss what we learned about the probable cause for the transformations. As we're in the process of doing that, however, more people turned. They fell into despair and grief, and fear, and more monsters got unleashed in Radz-at-Han. Zachop gave his life to defend somebody, and we headed out into the jungle to save a village in dire need. We did that, saved a couple people, yeah, we're here. Off video, I went ahead and got all the side quests around here done. I also mapped out the rest of the area and got flight, so there's that. I'm only going for an hour for this stream, because I got a hard stop because I have a dentist appointment at 4. But I will be back later, assuming I can get through the queues, because I'm sure the queues are gonna be horrible by the time I get back. And then we will pick things up. But so for now, let's see how much progress we can make in an hour. Under his wing. As you finish your deliveries, might I talk with you for a moment? I was curious to know what's become of Madame Karasev's remains. Oh, thank you, friend. Surely they'll be able to rest peacefully by each other's side. I and the people of Palakistan will perform the rites as soon as we're able. As for the child, it will not be easy for her growing up without her parents, but I promise not to do what I can. Once she is able to eat solid food, the fish I would catch will help nourish her. Well, if we finished delivering the chai, I do believe everyone has a piping hot cup. I could almost believe this magic at work, how their tension fades with every sip. Let us pray that Palakistan has seen the last of those transformations, at least for now. They're still at risk, as every village in Thavnair, like as not. Still, I trust we can leave this place in the care of our friends from the Radiant and the High Crucible. Shall we return to Radz-at-Han? By no means, don't let us keep you further. There are still many who need your wisdom and strength to deliver them from this terrible calamity. And I'll do what I can as well. I'll bring rations and supplies from Akyali. We have plenty to spare. Then let us find a Stinian and be on our way. Where do you wander off to again? The wakeful Tarana? Near the bridge to Radz-at-Han, as I recall. Very well then. No, we're off. We are out of here. Oh good, more side quests opened up. Wonderful. I thought I was done with the side quests, but apparently there was not. God damn it. As soon as I finish up one batch of side quests, more pop up. Fantastic. I love it. Hey, little Stydian. Alphinaud told me everything. Well, glad am I to hear the people are safe. Likewise, you will be pleased to know I have found no evidence of lingering beasts in the jungle and ruins. 'Twould seem you finished off the last of them. Trying times yet lie ahead of the people of Thavnair. Fortunately, they have a wise and benevolent Zachop to shepherd them through. Speaking of which, I received word from Thancred not a short while ago. He awaits our return to the city on Alsdal's path. Come. Alright. Into Thavnair, or not Thavnair, Radz-at-Han we go! Oh, hello. No preference, really. Take me anywhere. Alright. Up. Hello, Thancred. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you safe, given the skies is all too easy to fear the worst. I am pleased to report that we've succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city. The beasts have all been felled, and the citizens are safer now. I've also heard from the Radiant that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, though they said no more than that. Might you have any idea what this is about? So Reach is when I come out behind the curtain. I suppose we too should hear what he has to say. To Megadata then, but before that it would appear that the word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. If anyone along the way seems unaware, we'd best enlighten them. Oh, why me? Why can't I just teleport there? Let stragglers straggle? The beast's all gone. I've been hiding and I'm too scared to go out and look. They're all gone. Oh, that's a relief. I thought one of those failed beasts was going to eat me. I wonder where Varshan is. He's the slowest runner. I hope he got away. He could be with the other people at the palace. Maybe I'll see him in the square. Alright. Speed me along. Leave me be, please. I swear to you, my flesh tastes absolutely terrible. Yeah, like that's gonna stop people. Oh God, what are you doing scaring me like that? If you're not quiet, those beasts will find us. I don't know, I'm dead, don't worry about it. The square, you say? That's where the Satrap was killed. With my very eyes. I saw him crushed in that creature's maw. So many lives lost. Such terrible carnage. And you say there's someone else who would lead Radz-at-Han instead? Whoever they are. Oh shit. Alright.
おい、誰か出てきたぞ。
Hey, look who it is.
皆さん、よくお集まりくださいました。今日はすべてのラザハンの民に大切な話があります。それにあたって一つお願いをさせてください。これより現れるものをどうか恐れないでほしい。決して皆さんを傷つけるものではないのです。
わかった。こんな状況だ。今さら誰が出てこようが驚かねえよ。
Well, that might be debatable. We'll find.
ありがとう。
竜だわ。すっげー。
ラザハンの皆よ、私はブリトラ。いにしえよりこの島に住む竜だ。私を大主の盟友として知る者も少なくないだろう。そのことについて真実を今明かしたい。
受け入れてもらえるといいな。
するとあんたが建国以来の本当の大主様だったってことか。
バルジャンじゃなくて、ブリトラ様はやっぱり心眼で何でもお見通しなのか？
いいや、私はラザハンの全ての歴史を見てきたが、その未来まで見通せるわけではない。我らがサベニア島は今未曾有の最悪に脅かされている。皆は一律にして友、仲間、愛する者を失い、私もまた民と良き理解者を失った。彼はアヒワーンは本当に真摯な男だった。ラザハンを愛し、偽りなく大主であった。今日まで皆の前に姿を現すことさえできなかった私が、彼ほどの信頼を得ることは難しいだろう。しかし私はラザハンをここで終わらせたくはない。あの市のにぎわいや行き交う人の活気、街の彩りはここに生きた者たちが時と世代を超えて塗り重ねてきたものだ。一人暗い洞窟で眠ってきた私にとって、それはとても奇妙で強烈で鮮やかな喜びだった。この最悪ですでに多くのものをなくしたが、君たちが生きている限り多彩なる都ラザハンは続くのだ。私にそれを、君たちを守らせてくれ。そして見通すことさえできないこの難局を乗り切るために、どうか皆の力を貸してほしい。
ブリトラ様、真実を話してくださってありがとうございました。私たちならきっと苦難を越えられます。人たるマヌジャの神々と獣たるムリガの神々が合わさって平和な時代が作られたように。
この光景をイゼルが見たならきっと喜んだことだろうね。
かもな。
Oh god, what are these guys doing here?
失礼。大主殿はおられるか。
お父様。
皆こたびの最悪でお力落としのことと存じ上げる。しかしどうか気を強く持っていただきたい。私はシャーレアンの哲学者議会を代表し、ラザハンの人々を救う術を提示しに来たのだ。下級の事態にて予告もなく申し訳ない。だが一刻も早く大主殿に取り次いではいただけないだろうか。
Board my moonship!
今は私が大主だ。要件を聞かせてもらおう。
これはとんだご無礼。では改めて貴殿にこの終末と呼ばれる災厄についてお伝えいたしましょう。終末は星のすべてを蝕む病のようなもの。不幸にもサベネア島の周辺が最初の事例となり、今後被害は世界全土へと拡大していくでしょう。哲学者議会は遡ること数百年前、この最悪についての予言を聞いた。以来終末が全てを飲み込む日に備え、この星から脱出する計画を進めてきたのです。
星からの脱出だと？そんな馬鹿げたこと。
決して夢物語などではない。エオルゼアにおける第七霊祭を機に、赤き月とされていたダラガブが古代アラグ文明の遺産だと知った方も多いはず。なれば白き月は、あれこそが我々の同胞によって築かれた切り札。我々や貴殿らを終末から救い出す天行く船なのです。シャーレアンは船を独占したりはしない。世界中の人々を可能な限り救いたいと考えています。かねてより親交が深いラザハンの皆様もしかり、急場につきいくらか例外の対応は必要になりましょうが、必ずや月へお送りいたしましょう。
哲学者議会との付き合いは短くない。君たちが断言するのだから世まい事ではないのだろう。しかしその選択、本当に分があるのか。我が父に最後に残った希望と言わしめたこの星を捨て、皆の未来を築ける算段が。
それをご説明するためにこうして私が参ったのです。答えられる疑問には全てお答えしましょう。もっとも民のためを思うのであれば、迷っておられる時間はないかと存じますが。
彼らをメーガ・ドゥータ級へ客人として丁重に案内してほしい。大丈夫。君たちが望む道を選べるような決断をしよう。私とアヒワーンが信頼を寄せる者たちによれば、獣への変化を引き起こすのは不安や絶望といった心らしい。だからどうか案じずに、できることなら普段通りに過ごしながら連絡を待ってほしい。
分かったよ。頑張ってね、ブリトラ様。
What's up, Nidhana?
よかった、まだいてくれて。
ニッターナ、どうしたの？まさかまたパーラカの里が。
そうじゃなくて、ちょっと思いついたことがあって確かめに来たの。人が獣に転じるとき、エーテルが消失するなら、あの獣はなんで活動できているのかって考えてたんだ。単純に考えればエーテルに代わる活力があるはず。その時ふとね、最近君たちとエーテルとは異なる力の話をしたなって思い出したんだ。
確か
アーカーシャだったかしら。目には見えない天より降りし力、思いが動かす力。
そう、負の感情によってアーカーシャが動かされ、人を獣に変え
Sorry
た
about
り
that. That's my
エーテ
phone
ルモ
going
ナシに
off.
発動させてる。そんな可能性もあるんじゃないかって。ねえ、まだあの花を持ってる
Uh-oh. A flower!
その花が周囲の人の思いによって動いたアーカーシャを捉え、それによって輝きを変えていたのだとしたら、存在が耐えきれないほどの強烈な力がここに渦巻いていたんじゃないかな。不安や恐怖、絶望を呼び水としてね。気をつけて。週末は私たちの触れられる断りの外にある現象かもしれない。って脅かすみたいでよくなかったね。アーカーシャについては私も引き続き調べてみるよ。前も言った通り、具体的な研究はされてこなかったから成果は期待できないかもしれないけど。
こうして可能性に気づけただけでも十分な進歩よ。あなたも錬金術師たちも身の安全を最優先にね。
うん。
ありがとう。みんなこそくれぐれも気をつけて。次会う時もお互いに無事でね。
Interesting. Things to think about. As far as we come, and after all the horrors we've seen, there's still so much we do not know about the final days. Could it be as Nidhana said, that the cause of this phenomenon is beyond our comprehension? And if so, are we powerless to forestall it? I don't know. Greetings, honored signs of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency the Satrap. What's up? Brave Scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in these most trying times. Alas, matters here at Megadon prevents me from meeting you all in person. So my appreciation, I've arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vitra. The feast he speaks awaits you at Radz-at-Han. Pray make your way there whenever your business there is done. We thank you for your kindness indeed. I was hoping we might find a place to discuss the next course of action, and that seems like an ideal venue. And to you, Sasarai, there's someone who we had hoped to introduce you in particular. I'll love to detain you further. Might you spare a moment of your time? Personal invitation, if knowing your services are in the highest demand right now. This must be important. Or not, well, I'll see some food for you, so take all the time you need. Okay, sure. Thank you, friend. Whenever you're ready, please join me in the Aetheryte Plaza. I shall go on ahead. Alright, he wants to meet with me. Can't you see I'm a very busy person right now? Trying to save the world from destruction and death. Who could possibly want to meet with me? Across the Aetheryte you see there is restricted to a select few since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it seems it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, or else we cannot make. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that such restrictions will only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune to the Aetheryte before proceeding on the corridor. Finally! I can finally attune to it. Thank God. Alright, who's over here? Ugh. Yeah, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand in the hall of the waiting host, from where our leadership oversees all of Radz-at-Han's military operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Doman Delegate. Ooh. My Doman buddies. Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, let me introduce you to... Oh, so you're the famous Sasarai, eh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You have the look of someone who's walked through hell. Sherabot, please, you're speaking to this Trump's honored guest and savior of our people. Can you not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there in paying a fellow warrior a compliment? We're all friends here, or we'll soon be enough. More formally then, or for the benefit of my countrymen, it is a pleasure to have you with us, O great champion of Eorzea, scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-around good egg, I'm sure. And I'm late for dinner. Who are you? A fool with too many scars and knees that ache in the winter. My name's Shirabot, and I attend to these business here. That's what sort of business? How can I put it? Radz-at-Han welcomes delegates from other lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more than familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? Doma. We've got the representatives from Doma. Uldan Alamigo. Limsa Laminsa. Gridania. And last, but never let it be said least, Ishgard. They're the eyes, ears, and mouths that bridge the distance between Radz-at-Han and their respective homelands. We've used this brief response to share the details of our plot with our overseas counterparts. And once you know it, all the leaders requested a few words from you specifically. You're a woman in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. I thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies you observed, have given us much to consider. It is concerning that the first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. It is contrary to what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Thavnev reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our far eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the fallen days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents were able to confirm that, for the time being, the skies burn only over the bounty, including this island and Corvos. Alas, this is of little comfort. Aye, all throughout the allied lands there have been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. From what little we have learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Causal. As was the case here, the victims underwent the change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. So, with the burning skies yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restriction. If anyone anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's for the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Radz-at-Han, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest blasphemies. If so fitting name is any, to ensure clarity in the future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat to the best of our abilities. Each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and their spawn as and when they appear. At the same time, they're doing all in their power to put the people's minds at ease and prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with the strength and fortitude to fell these terrible beasts are not easily found. It's just so, and it is for that very reason we turn to you. Pray lend us your strength and help us slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands. Now, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go on fortune to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. And with that, I do believe our friend has here is a feast to attend. Spare a thought for us while you're tucking into all that fine cuisine, eh? Oh, so these guys are the role quests, huh? I was kind of expecting the job trainers for the role quests. Okay. Separate quest line and story is now available for tank, melee DPS, physical range DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. To attend these quests, speak to any of the delegates in the sun drop. Okay. I was wondering when the role quest would become relevant. Interesting. So, like with the role quest and the with the Shadowbringers, the role quests will be their own separate videos. So I'm not gonna be tackling them now. I'm gonna bet though, I'll have to finish the healer one in order to finish the story. So it's at some point I'll have to do it. But right now, I'm not even gonna touch them. Pray forgive Shiraba for her rudeness. She can be a bit boisterous at times, but it is simply her nature. Anyway, my apologies for keeping you from your hard-earned rest. You'll be rejoining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to the Mayhan? I know the Radz-at-Han like the back of my hand. Glad to hear you become familiar with our fair city. You'll be pleased to hear that all drinks are on the house, so order whatever suits your fancy. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all the radiant hosts, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Radz-at-Han. We shall endeavor to fight the good fight to the end, that we honor Alwan's legacy and serve Master Richo well. You have my word that your efforts will not be in vain. Alright. Oh, wait, I'm going the wrong way. Wrong one! Oh, good, more side quests. Oh, the side quests open up here. About time. I was wondering when these side quests will open up. Welcome on to such a vast rest and entertainment party of honored guests. I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about calls from your friend Grahatia. I understand there's nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear that you meant us no harm. I thank you enough for dispatching the beasts. As the smallest token of my thanks, the food and drink tonight are Maraud's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? A popping hot mug of chai. As you wish, pray join your friends and I'll bring you your drink. I could use some chai. Welcome back. Whatever the Radiant want with you would probably tell. Our allies have sent military delegates. That's news to me. Mind sharing the details?
そう。各地にも疑心銃が。
父が説明していた通り、これから被害が拡大していくのかもしれないね。アーモロートで知った過去の週末もそうだった。
あれに習うなら範囲の広がりに加えて現象がさらに悪化する可能性もあるんじゃないか。 人が異形に転じるってだけでも悪夢だが、変化が多くの動植物や大地そのものに及べば、さすがに居続けるのは難しくなる。
いよいよ住めない星になるってわけか。
ご注文の品をお持ちしました。こんな状況ですけど、ごゆっくり。
私たちどうするべきなのかしら。今回週末を目の当たりにして闇雲に戦うだけじゃダメだって思い知ったわ。どうにかして根本的な解決をしないと、その場しのぎのやり方じゃすぐに限界が来る。被害が拡大していくならなおさらね。何かないのかしら。
鍵を持っているとしたら、過去の終末を知りゾディアークを保持することで終末を防いでいたハイデリンなのでしょうけれど、バブイルの塔の一件以来彼女からの接触はなし。できないのかしないのかさえ伺い知れないわ。しるべとして託された花も消えてなくなってしまった。確かに月の監視者はそう言っていたわね。エルピス、私には心当たりがない言葉だわ。
残念ながら私もだ。我々の時代にはと言っていたということは古代人たちの言葉だということになるのかな。
そうでしょうね。ただアニドラスの記録を閲覧していた時にも聞いた覚えはないわ。
じゃあこの線で追うのも無理ってこと？古代人の生きた時代のことなんて聞ける人もいないし。
いや、一人だけいるかもしれない。エリディブスだ。俺は白星石に変えて第一世界のクリスタルタワーに彼を封じ込めた。あの塔に込められたエーテルは機能の維持なんかに使われ、少しずつ正解に帰ってる。だから彼の魂ももうそこにはいないかもしれない。でももしまだとどまっているとしたら話せる可能性もあるんじゃないか。俺たちはもうそれを確かめにはいけない。でもあんたなら再び第一世界に渡ることができる。
It would be an opportunity to look in on the others as well. See how the first is handling all this, if there's anything affecting it.
ありがとう。あんたがそうしてくれるなら何より安心だ。
俺としても願ったり叶ったりだ。少なくとも今は第一世界が無事であること、それが分かれば踏ん張りがいもあるからな。そこで糸口がつかめるか否か、どうあれ俺たちが乗ってるのは相当に分の悪い賭けだ。だがウリエンジェが月にいる。 あいつは本当にそれしか道がないと判断したら最善を尽くして地上の命を引き上げるだろ
う。だったら私たちはその瞬間までうつむかずに抗うだけだわ。
ええ、こちらに残る方もやれることをやりましょう。私はマトウヤにもう一度連絡を取って政界からハイデリンに接触できないか試みてみるわ。
であれば私は各国と協力して週末の正確な状況を把握できるようにしよ
う。その情報をこっちに回せ。一時しのぎだろうが倒せる獣は倒しておく。
不安や恐怖、それに絶望、どれだけ遠ざけようとしてもそういう気持ちは湧き出してくるだろう。けれど忘れないでいてほしい。ここにいる仲間がどこかで戦い続けている。私たちは決して一人にはならない。
ひとときの休息は過ぎ去り、ついにその時が来る。さあ、すべてを明かしに行くがいい。終わりをめぐる始まりの地へ。
Alright, we're going to the first. It's kind of interesting to see how they would weave in the first with the story. Now then, is there anything you've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? Pretty much. In that case, it's time we reach and attend to our tasks. And when you arrive in the first, give my regards to Reen. Tell her I miss her. Sure. Okay. Do I have time to do one more? Yeah, I'll have time to do one more quest. Take this, Sessa, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower's systems in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus' essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lina for assistance. Chances are she still stands at watch at the Arkansas gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest. That I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we had best be in our respective ways. Gods be willing, we'll see each other again ere long. Alright, to the Crystarian! See how the first is faring. Oh, it's raining. No destruction, no death and destruction yet, though. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? Huh. Hello, Lina. It's been an age. Cecily, you returned. Have you been well? You and the others? As well as can be. We've no shortage of troubles, but we're well enough. And then things are much the same as for you as they are here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. He said this to you? His exact words? Oh, to know that he's happy fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Cecil, for taking care of him. When next you see him, tell him not to overexert himself. If you'll request all that is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. Even if I had mentioned one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. I'm also of a mind that the settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to maintain or to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however, if we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. That's good. We've recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I can't say there have been. Curiously, you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. She and other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. It proved to be so popular there were already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she'd be more willing to confide in you. I asked you to broach the subject with her. Where's she at? I wish to enter the Umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Irene. Please wait for me in the sea, in the front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I'll be along as soon as I can. Gotta find my buddy Reen. Alright. Oh, there's a lookup point there. I didn't even notice. Aha! I hope I can finish this quest in time. I'm running out of time. I got about 15 minutes. What do you mean? The final event cannot be skipped. No, it's one of these. Do my old eyes deceive me? Is that true, Cecil? Who's here? Oh, hey! Back lug! Ha, it is! Full glad I'm out to see you hail and home, my friend! What a wonderful surprise it is to have you knocked back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we were planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. This project we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into the travel beyond the rift. Knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions that I would ask you, but if you would indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you face many a formidable foe. Among them, who offer you the greatest challenge? I would probably say Hades. Ah, yes, Hades, he who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of this tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that the mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon the readers that it was a climax of our hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk her ear off, Warren, but we should be on our way. Those documents from Yilmore won't collect themselves. Of course, and afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Until next time then, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again until his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Is that the word darkness? Oh, hello. It's her, it's really her, what are you doing here? If we're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Ricky. You'd only give her a stomachache. You're gonna see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know not that I want to be a mage. Arkill isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows a lot about lots of things. He isn't here. Aww. Oh, what should the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkill best? Axes, sword, or bow? Well, if he's gonna be a mage, you're a healer, so... I don't know. He looks like a guy who likes to hunt, so let's go with the bow. The bow. If you took up the bow, it could be just like... Brenda Ray, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide Warrior Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. When I really get strong, I hope to have a bout with you. You got a lot of training to do for that. Such fun she's been basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. Well, what does she spare me a spot for me? Of course not. So, I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge the presence of her beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such heartless thing, my sapling is cold and cruel and heartless. I need you. Oh, faithful for you, loveliest of branches, how I've missed you. Don't you have more important things to do, Your Majesty? If you truly missed me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs at the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you'll call for twice the passion next time. For there to be a next time, you got some struggles to overcome. So my adorable sapling, the world's on the verge of destruction, is it? How do you know this? How do I know this? Join as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding back the back of a rainbow. Well, that could aid you in your quest, but the fate of the Fae folk is bound to that of the star. Whether it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. And here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of the conclusion awaits at tale's end. I don't know. Hopefully... There she is. My apologies for the delay. Cessa, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus and you may enter at your leisure. Thank you. I'm relieved to hear that everyone's well. I've had this feeling like in the pit of my stomach that I was afraid something might have happened. Yeah, well, something has happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that... I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Hydaelyn. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me. A connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered. As if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Cecila? What are you not telling me? I have to know, please. Doesn't matter how terrible it is. The final days are upon us. It wasn't my imagination then. Doing Winston Amaraz come again. Can't believe it. Like I told you before, all of those well here is in the first, so don't worry about us. Please, look onto the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, we may be assured that we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath the blazing sky. Woohoo! Alright. I'm gonna have to do a hard stop here, so when we come back, we will head off to the Umbilicus and see if we can't communicate with the Elidibus. See if we can't get some answers in the final days. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.